Welcome. I'm excited to have you in class and I look forward to working with you. In this class, we will explore a variety of categories of difference: race, sex, class, disability, and more. These categories are defined differently across time and across cultures. For this reason, I would like to introduce you to social construction theory. Before you see a quote from W.I. Thomas. He wrote, "If we define situations as real, they are real in their consequences." For example, how do you define yourself? White, black, beautiful, feminine, masculine? Do these words refer to something that is real or only something that has been defined by people through their communications? Like W.I. Thomas's quote, "You might know that these are powerful labels we have defined as real, and they are very real in their consequences." W.I. Thomas's quote summarizes the crux of social constructionism. Through interaction, humans create social categories which are defined as real and are real in their consequences. As you look across cultures, you will see that diverse peoples conceive of race, ethnicity, gender, sex, class, and sexuality in very different ways. In each culture, the cultural construction of that category will be very real in its consequences. Here you see a quote from Patricia Orr. She wrote, "Social construction theory suggests that what we see as real, in this case cultural categories of difference and systems of inequality, is the result of human interaction. Through such interaction, we create aspects of our culture, objectify them, internalize them, and then take these cultural products for granted." From a social constructionist perspective, we create through our interactions categories which define sources of difference such as race, ethnicity, class, gender, and sex. We internalize these categories and treat them as real. Our definitions become a part of how our social institutions operate. Let's go back to the terms black and white. What does black or white mean to you? Do these terms have any real meaning? What are the effects of these terms? Why do we only have the terms black and white? Well, Brazil has a far more complex racial system with 500 categories. Another interesting example would be race under apartheid. Under the Population Registration Act, all South Africans were classified as white, colored, or Bantu, the apartheid term for Africans. Government officials had difficulty determining who fell into the colored category. So, under the Colored Proclamation Act of 1959, they defined 8 categories of colored: Cape Colored, Malay, which was Muslim, Chinese, Indian, other Asiatic, other colored, and so on. For reasons related to trade, Japanese were defined as honorary white. Because of the appearance of those classified as colored is so varied, some could pass as white. As a result, apartheid legislation provided for the racial reclassification of individuals. Unusual tests were used to determine who could be reclassified as white. For example, in one test, a pencil would be placed in a person's hair and twirled. If the hair stayed twirled, they were black. Which racial classification an individual fell into obviously had enormous impact on their life. As you can see, South Africans under apartheid had a very different social construction of race than we do in America. Through human interaction, the population of South Africa was categorized and labeled. Many individuals internalized the notion that these categories were real. Through legislation, these categories were treated as real and were very real in their effects. The effect of apartheid continues to be felt today, even though the country has undergone many important changes. In our next conversation, we will explore the stages of the social construction of reality. Thank you.